Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Mrinmoy Pramanik. I teach comparative Indian language and literature at the University of Calcutta. Today we will discuss the theory of Sanskrit drama. Sanskrit drama is highly stylized in terms of execution. The Natya Shastra provides an elaborate description on the four kinds of abhinayas, namely Angika or body, Vachika or dialogue, Sattvika or states of mind, and Acharya, makeup and costumes, which combine to give rise to the Natya Dharmi or the stylized stage rendition like the one witnessed in today's Kathakali and Kutiyattam performances with exorbitant stage decor and extremely lavish makeup and costumes owned by the actors. Moreover, music and dance hold primary importance in Natya Dharmi performances, as the Natya Shastra stipulates musical dance dramatic representation for Natya. In this form of representation, the themes are usually borrowed from Indian religious epics, or else they explore the exploits of heroic characters or renowned monarchs. Supernatural beings play important role in Sanskrit plays. The other important character in Sanskrit drama come from the middle class and the lower classes, also including soldiers, merchants, hermits and sages. Tragedy is forbidden in Sanskrit drama except a very few plays. Almost 300 or so plays have ended on a happy note with conflicts being resolved. Even a play like Vasha's Uruvangam, which concludes with sad demise of the protagonist, does not advocate any cynical worldview as is seen often in Greek tragedy. Sanskrit drama regards existence as orderly and predictable. Conflicts in the plays occur only when the order of life is disrupted by individuals, and finally such attempts are redirected in order to assure that the characters take their ordained places and peace is restored. Most of the exciting action in Sanskrit drama happens off stage and is reported by messengers, letters or eyewitness. The plots revolve around battles, abductions, flying demons, rampaging elephants. All these incidents are reported to the audience as Sanskrit theatre exclude violence. The interest in the play is sustained as the characters plot and make plans which are rendered through the means of dialogue, the obstacles which arise in the fulfillment of the plans, and finally the way the characters manage to achieve their desired goals. Dialogue of Sanskrit drama contains both verse and prose. Within a single unified speech, any character may slip into verse and then vice versa. The verses are replete with figurative speech and indicate the playwright's poetic skills. For instance, Kalidasa's verse in his play Avigyan Shakuntalam has made him famous as a poet. Now let us come into the point of theory of performance. Any Sanskrit play begins with a prologue or Purvanga containing elaborate preliminary rituals. The plays initiate with Nandi or a prayer acknowledging the grace of God. After the Nandi begins a dramatic prologue. This includes a short dialogue between production's director and actor or other member of the performance. This conversation introduces the subject matter, the author of the play, and it may also shed light on some of the upcoming major themes of the play. The Sanskrit drama has three main constituents, namely Vastu or plot, Neta or hero, and Rasa or sentiment. The plot could be either main or adhikarika, or accessory or prashangika. The main plot or adhikarika contains the primary characters of the play and pervades in the entire plot. The accessory or prashangika serves as an additional supplement to the main storyline and introduces the subordinate or supporting characters of the play. The Neta or hero, as per the Natya Shastra, is depicted as modest or Vinita, sweet-tempered or Madhura, sacrificing or Tyagi, capable or Daksha, civil in utterances or Priyambada, belonging to a noble family or Taptaloka, pure or Shuchi, articulate or Vagmi, consistent or Shira, young or Yuba, endowed with intellect or Buddhi, enthusiasm, Utshaha, good memory, Smriti, strong, Dridha, energetic, Tejasvi, learned, Pandita, and pious or dharmic. Overall, the hero in Sanskrit drama falls in the category of Dhirodatta, which means a hero who is brave and sublime at any time in every situation. The plot of Sanskrit drama, considered to be the main element of any Sanskrit play, must be drawn from great narrations, popular tales, or imagination of the composer. It may be related to the principal character or any minor character of the play. 5 elements constitute the plot of any Sanskrit play, namely Vija, Bindu, Pataka, Prakari, or Karya. An activity begins with a karya or purpose in mind. The initiation of the activity is the seed or bija, which turns an object or phala in the end, while bindu or drop connects one part of the story to another. Pataka helps to develop the main topic further, and Prakriti or Prakari is an episodal incident of limited duration, which has only minor importance in the play, but it is assist to the progress of the plot. Karya is the object realized in the ending of the drama. Arambha, Yatna, Prapyaya, Nyatapti, and Phalsgama are the 5 stages of the object. There are 5 sandhis, namely Mukha, Prathimukha, Garbha Bhimarsha, and Nirvahana, performed by combining the 5 essential of the plot with the 5 stages. This could be comprehended in this way, what you can see on the screen. Now let us talk about arrangement of the plot. The plot must be formulated with the aid of the 5 sandhis. Between Vija and the end, there are 3 stages in which the hero tries to achieve his goal. In Mukta, the Vija is mentioned and it consists of 12 subdivisions. In the stage of effort, there is continuity. However, there may be many obstacles in the achievement of the aim. Pratimukha is the secondary effect, wherein Bindu and Prayatna, whereas Bindu and Prayatna unite. After this, Pataka and Prakari occur. In the Garbha Sandhi, there is blending of Pataka and Praptyasa. Helpful developments take place. It has 12 subdivisions. Next is Bhimarsha, wherein there is an alteration in the story due to the union of Nyatpati and Prakari. This has 13 divisions. The final stage is Upasamhriti, happy ending due to the union of Phalagama and Karya. It has 14 subdivisions. Failure in achieving the goal and frustration of the hero are absent in Sanskrit drama, as it ends on a happy note with a Varat Vakya, or favorable speech delivered often in the end by the Sutradhara or coordinator of the drama. Now let us talk about Sutradhara and his role in Sanskrit theatre. The discussion of Sanskrit theatre is incomplete without the consideration of the whole of the Sutradhara or the holder of strings in the play, who coordinates significant amount of action during the rendition. It is believed that the first innovator to use Sutradhara as the stage manager was poet Bhasa. Before the Sutradhara, Sanskrit plays had the introducer. However, soon this character was replaced by the Sutradhara. All the well-known playwrights of Sanskrit theatre assign integral responsibilities of conducting the performance to the Sutradhara. The Natya Shastra lists 5 main modes of opening the play for the Sutradhara, namely accidental representation, the opening of the story, the entrance of the character, and the transference. The Natya Shastra demands that the Sutradhara must present himself as a divine person or a human or a mixture of both in accordance with the subject matter. If the subject matter comprises both mundane and celestial, the Sutradhara should be a semi-divine being. As per the Natya Shastra of Bharata, the Sutradhara must use Sanskrit language as his speech is to follow the verbal style or Bharati Vritti. The verbal is one of the 4 dramatic styles relating to speech in general, and the stage manager must use the same. According to the explanation in the Natya Shastra, the laudation in the preliminaries ensures victory, prosperity, good fortune, etc. And it belongs to the preliminaries that do not concern the dramatist. The third and fourth varieties form 2 varieties of drama of the same name, and so these are not defined in the Natya Shastra by the author in the chapter on style 22. The introduction of the play with the stipulated 5 modes relates solely to the stage manager. Now let us talk about the requisite of the Sutradhara in the Sanskrit play. As the stage manager or Sutradhara, as he is known, begins the play, it is regarded as an integral mode of gradual drawing the attention of the audience towards the main theme of the play. A song accompanied by musical instruments is followed by a benedictory verse or Nandi, which is again followed by some information about the play, the playwright and the occasion of the performance, and finally the reference is provided to either the hero or the theme of the play with which the stage manager retires and the main characters enter the stage. The introductory by the Sutradhara therefore is important because it paves the way for the spectator to comprehend the subject matter on which the particular play dwells. The stage manager has to recite the prayer in the beginning of the performance. As per the Natya Shastra, the stage manager has to recite the prayer in an equable voice. That the stage manager forms an important part of the benediction, included in the preliminaries that take place before the performance in Sanskrit theatre. As per the Natya Shastra, the Sutradhara does not have much additional role to play after reciting the prayer, but instead has to leave the stage immediately after executing the same function. Nevertheless, it is observed that in later Sanskrit plays, the Sutradhara is being given due responsibility of narrating the bygone events, introducing the storyline to the audience and making the spectators familiar with the theme and characters of the play as well. The Sutradhara in such plays assumes a greater onus of holding the audience attention throughout with his skillful and entertaining narration. And now let us discuss about the characteristics of the hero of Sanskrit drama. Certain specific characteristics befit the hero of the Sanskrit theatre. Mainly the hero has to be of 4 kinds, namely Dhirodatta or calm and magnanimous, Dhirodata or violent, Dhira Lalita or graceful, and Dhira Prashanta or peaceful. Each of them is again classified into Dakshina or gallant, Satha or sly, Drashta or bold, and Anukula or devoted to the heroine only. Heroines are classified into 8 categories, namely Vashaka Shajjika, dressed up for union, Biraha Khandita, distressed by separation, Swadhina Bhartika, having the husband under subjection, Kalahantarika, separated by a quarrel, Khandita or enraged, Bripralabdha, the deceived, and Prashita Bhartika, whose husband is on travel. Abhisharika, who due to her infatuation is attached to the lover and give up modesty in going out to meet him. The important features in a nutshell. The division into acts. All the Sanskrit plays are divided into acts. The division is based upon the various stages of action. A full dramatic action consists of 5 stages. The beginning, efforts, prospect of success, conditional success, and attainment of fruit. These 5 stages are present in very activity of even the real life. Next is unities. Like the Greek drama, Sanskrit drama also observes unities of action, time, and place. In the Sanskrit drama, an act of being a unite, these unities are maintained in each act. An act generally deals with events happening at a single place and in a single day. Whenever the day is to be covered, the act is divided into parts, and then there is introduction of either a separate act or any of the 5 explanatory devices. Though an interval of several years is seen between 2 acts, the passage of time does not affect the sense of reality of the audience, as the link is supplied in between through some introductory scenes. Then is Purvanga and Prasthavanas. The Natya Shastra specifies the presentation of the play Tripuradaha on the valley of the mountain Kailash to please Lord Shiva. In this description, the treatise mentions that before the beginning of the play, the Purvanga was being executed. The Purvanga includes worship of the gods before the performance. The Natya Shastra describes that since Natya is regarded as the 5th Veda, its rendition must be preceded with the invocation to a deity. During the first presentation of the play Shamudra Manthana by Bharata, when the demons got enraged and disrupted the performance, the dramatist Bharata was protected by the gods. Since then, he performed a ceremonial worship of the deities and made this ritual mandatory before the stage presentation of any play. The story in the Natya Shastra about the beginning of the Purvanga or preliminaries thus bears testimony to the fact that art or theatre in the Indian culture is not just entertainment but is a means of divine bliss. The Natya Shastra specifies, he who will stage a play without worshipping the gods of the stage will be reborn in the animals, and all his knowledge would be futile. The stage manager has to perform the Purvanga along with the other characters. There are as many as 18 parts of the Purvanga. Before the initiation of the performance, the stage manager arranges everything in proper order. The placing of the orchestra, dancers, singers, actors, all this is done beforehand. The Ranga or the stage thus includes Nandi or a benedictory verse in praise of kings, gods, or Brahmins. It is regarded as the most important of all other prospects of the preliminaries. In fact, later on, the benediction also begins to signify the entire Purvanga, and as a result, the first line of all the drama is Nadyante Sutradhara, oriented the stage manager after the benediction. Bharat Vakya or conclusion. Sanskrit drama concludes on a favorable note with prayer. The hero, having attained the fulfillment of his desires, prays for peace and prosperity to all. This prayer is in verse, known as Bharatavakya, which is the last formality to be completed after the play is over. The Bharatavakya, according to Vishwanath Bhattacharya, celebrates the final success of the hero by invoking the blessings of the god, pleases the audience in general, the deity or the stage by showering boons and benedictions on the hero, gets the due respectful appreciation from the audience. In addition, he imbues the drama with a universal appeal by emphasizing the fact that in this world the good and the righteous are duly rewarded. Bhattacharya says. Next is Rasa Pratity, or arousal of emotions. The Natya Shastra regards Rasa Pratity, or arousal of emotions, the most important phenomena in any Sanskrit play. As per the explanation in the treatise, I quote, "The entire nature of human beings as connected with the experiences of happiness and misery, joy and sorrow, when presented through the process of historic representation or avinaya, is to be called natya." I unquote. Emotion-based experience is regarded as the central content of dramatic art as per the Natya Shastra. The treatise attempts to answer three main questions pertaining to the theory of rasa, namely how rasa comes about, second, what is rasa, and third, what feeling accompanies it. Replying to the very first question, the Natya Shastra states, I quote, "Just as well disposal persons, while eating food prepared with various kinds of spices, relish its taste and get pleasure and satisfaction, so do spectators with refined minds relish permanent states when they see them represented by an expression of various emotions through words, gestures, and involuntary responses, and get pleasure and satisfaction." I unquote. Now let us talk about the Rasa Theory. Then Rasa Theory can be interpreted in such way. According to Natya Shastra, the experience of rasa takes place in the course of a dramatic reproduction and provides immense pleasure that is equated with Brahmananda, or supreme delight. Scholar Abhinavagupta elaborates on the process of Rasananda and declares that rasa is Brahmasvada. It is an emotion altogether released and famous and essential, and forms an essential part of the human soul. It is an internal experience of bliss experienced by a yogi or a sage in the state of samadhi or transcendental meditation. This mystical experience is alaukika or supermundane. The two main types of Sanskrit drama are Nataka and Prakarana. Now let us talk about these two types of Sanskrit drama. The Nataka consists of four kinds of abhinaya: Angika, Vachika, Swatika, Aharya, which I mentioned quite earlier. The hero must be Dhirodatta, whose acts are aimed at the defense of a righteous cause. There must be 5 to 10 acts. The plot must be celebrated story. Love is the subject of most of the dramas, and the Vidushaka plays a prominent role in these plays. The characters must be heroic and there must be good deeds. Prakarya is a play in 10 acts having some social elements. Hypocrisies of the high class, second, the vices of the lower are exposed. The story must be a fictitious one invented by the poet. Hero or leading character may be Brahmin or a minister or a merchant. The heroine can ever be a courtesan. The victory of true love, character, and chastity is given importance in this type. Apart from the two main categories, the other forms of Sanskrit drama cited in the Natya Shastra are Vana, Vyayoga, Samavakara, Dhima, Ihamariga, Anka, Vithi, and Prahashana. These may be understood briefly as follows. Vana. Vana is a monologue wherein the hero narrates dramatically a variety of incidents either to himself or to others through a device called Akashabhashita. The plot is invented by the poet Love. War, fraud, intrigue, etc. are dealt with. Love and heroism are the prominent rasas. It contains only two junctures, the opening and the concluding. Kerala is rich in such kind of dramas. Now Vyoga. Vyoga is one act play with a few female characters. It should have a well-known theme and a famous hero. Dhirodatta and shall not be a divine person. Advuta or Rudra may be the main sentiments. Description of battle, duels, attacks and counter-attacks, exchange of insult of many men engaged in a struggle find a place in this type. Kerala has contributed much to this type of rupakas. Now the next one is Samavakara. Consists of 4 acts and a well-known story of devas and demons. Several subjects are mixed together in this type. Now Dima. Dima is one in which the subject is well known. Hero should be a god, yaks or rakshasa, a serpent or a goblin. It consists rasas except hasya and sringara. The dominant sentiment is Raudra rasa, Raudra. Now next one is Ihimriga. Consists of 4 acts. Here the hero is disappointed because he could not get his beloved. The plot is a mixed one. Hero tries to gain a divine heroine who is as unattainable as a deer. The hero should be a Dhirodetta. Anka. Anka is a one-act play where the plot may be borrowed from the epic. Sometimes it may be well known. The main sentiment is Karuna Rasa, as there is lamentations of women who lost their dear ones in battles and dialogues expressing disgust. It can be reckoned as a play depicting the consequences of war. Vithi. Vithi is also a one-act play. It should be arranged with the employment of one character or two. The touch of Sringara is there in Vithi. Prahashana. Prahashana is so called because of the large amount of laughter it causes. It has no restriction of acts. Its subject matter is imaginary and it represents people of questionable characters. The hero is of a low character. The main sentiment is hasya. It is of 3 kinds: regular, modified and mixed. The parasites and hypocrites of society are ridiculed in Prahashana. Apart from these 10 major types, the subsidiary varieties of Sanskrit drama or the Uparupakas give more importance to musical presentation sometimes. Vachika Avinaya or dialogues are given lesser importance in this type of rendition at times, and attention is centered on the facial expression of the actors. Each word of the text is elaborately interpreted. Thus, Uparupakas include music and dance. Vishwanatha, the author of Sahitya Darpana, recognizes around 18 types of Uparupakas, while according to Saradatanaya, there are 20 such forms. Now let us conclude our discussion that throughout this discussion we came to know about the main theories of the Sanskrit drama with all the details. How will be the hero, what will be the hero's character, what will be the heroine's character, how many types of heroes are there, how many types of heroines are there, what is the forms of the play, and how many characters will be involved in different kinds of plays, how stage will be divined, how rasa is coming out from a text, and how audience is reacting towards the play, and how play and audience, director or producer and audience are related in this play. And through this understanding, we get to know that India has a very autonomous and very particular kind of theory of play, like Greek play, Roman play or English play. So this theory of Indian drama is not only confined into the Sanskrit play practice, but it is being continued in different folk theatre forms also. So this theory can be useful to evaluate, to understand the folk theatre forms which are inspired by the Sanskrit text or by the themes of the Ramayana and Mahabharata. And this is how we can relate the Sanskrit drama theory in our present scenario of theatre practice. Thank you.